It's time for the B-A-Q-A. The B-A-Q-A. Okay, the B-A-Q-A. What you say? Brown Ambition, question and answer. You have questions, we have answers ish, but we're not your financial advisor. You're an attorney, you're a doctor, but we're two smart brown girls who have something to say. But take it with a grain of salt. Don't sue us, no way. Oh, girl.
Save it. Save that. That's the new theme song for BAQA. I don't know where you get your energy from, my friend.
I don't know either. I feel like the more I'm literally like a little kid. Like the more tired they get, the wilder they get. That's me.
Oh my God. Yes. Well, yes. We had to get up for an early flight yesterday. So yes, I know. I was laughing so hard at Rio. We were so tired. Like he was tired. I was so tired. Everything he did was hilarious. He went running off the plane. He banged into the gate. He banged into the desk at the gate and whacked his head and fell down. And I'm not even gonna lie, I peed myself a little bit. I was laughing so hard at my child. He was sprawled on the floor, and Enrique's nowhere to be found. And to everyone who was standing in the C terminal at LaGuardia for the American Airlines flight from St. Louis around noon yesterday, I'm not insane, and I don't hate my child. It was just so tired.
Yes,
so tired.
Oh, anyway. You know what? I'm gonna send Rio. Does he have his own luggage?
Yes, he does. He has a cute little. He doesn't pull it himself.
No.
I'm going
to say I just found a really cute luggage set. I was going to say if he's into dinosaurs, because I just bought one for Roman and like this unicorn set for Amelia, and they're so cute. It comes with a book bag, little hard shell book bag, and a rolly that's perfectly like their size. And I was like, ooh, I'll send him. But you say he has like a cute set because it's so cute.
Yeah, let him know Auntie Tiffany loves him.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a miniature, like it has buses and cars and construction trucks because that's his jam. Anything with wheels, he's into. But what a delightful human I have raised. That's all I gotta say. Let's get into these questions today.
Yes, we're going to be leaning into the money questions. We did career last time. Actually, can we get an update? Do we have any update? Because if you didn't listen, our last BAQA, which comes out every Friday, we had such a great question from frustrated and tired husband. Kevin. Child.
Good old Kevin.
Did Kevin ever write back?
Kevin has not written us back according to these questions that we've gotten, but y'all were so funny on Instagram with some of y'all's comments.
Yes.
Maggie Angelica on IG said, y'all answered this question so well. And to remind you, Kevin was contacting us because, and you go back to last week and listen to it, his wife didn't want to go for promotion at work, and Kevin was concerned. Mm-hmm. And Kevin wanted her to be a good influence for their daughter. And Kevin meant well, but Kevin was not entirely in the right. But Maggie Angelica said, y'all answered the question so well. I have had opportunities to take on management roles with pay increases, and I'm just not interested in giving up the time and mental energy that it would cost. Amen to that. Mandy Pandy. Hey, Mandy Pandy. She says, Mandy Pandy on IG says, she sounds just like me. I don't want to be responsible for other people. Okay, y'all. It's okay. Lean into that. I don't want to be a boss. Snuggy99 said, as a new supervisor myself, this position can be a nightmare.
Yes. First of all, the Miss Real Banks is hilarious. She said, that's the response. Okay, girl. She said, I've given this response to over the years to many managers and executives when I'm asked why I'm not either a manager or an executive. Besides, they look stressed all the way out. And I wrote, child, because if it looks like what you look like, I'll pass. She was like, okay, my last manager was cool. And when he asked me why I responded that way, I said, sir, you look exhausted. I don't need that type of energy in my life. So if you are not following us on IG, you should. Brown Ambition Podcast, because we will post little clips of, some of our favorite moments on Brown Ambition, so you can get your life in the comments as well.
We hit 15K on IG, by the way.
Oh,
shout out to BA. Okay. I remember it was just my birthday last year. We hit 10K. So now we're at 15K. So exciting.
Yes. So we're going to take some money questions today. Yes. So first question comes from, and sidebar, thank you so much for validating me, y'all who love gemming the holograms, because y'all was tweeting me all day, every day. Like Tiffany gemming the hologram was a cultural moment. And
also, producer Tanya was so geeked when you mentioned it. She wanted me to
So
tell you that.
I was like, yo, when I got so many tweets about Gemini holograms, I just want to say, I feel seen. I feel heard. Okay. And so, yeah, Too Hot in Texas says, hey, lovelies, please consider answering this on your next BAQA. I want to take a loan from my 401k to do the following. 1, pay off school debt and re-enroll in the fall. 2, pay off credit card debt. 3, for the school debt, I owe $16,000. Should I pay the balance or the 2 with the high interest credit card rate? If you read this over your podcast, I prefer to be anonymous. That's why Too Hot for Texas. So yeah, she said, I could be too hot in Texas, and I'm strictly referring to the fact that it's currently 106. So basically,
Yes.
Too Hot wants to take money from her 401k to pay off student loan debt and to pay off her credit card debt, and she wants to know, 1, is that a good idea, and if it is a good idea, which way should she do it? What say you, Mandra?
She needs to take a cold shower, first and foremost. Cold shower, Too Hot in Texas. The sun is addling your brain. The heat is interfering with your with your logic right now. But my first reaction is, oh no, please don't dip into your 401k.
Same.
I think your 401k is, I mean, in very, very few circumstances, it should feel like a vault. It should feel like a treasure chest, a vault for your future self. We don't like to touch it, especially because we're investing through our 401k, right? So we need time for that to marinate. It'd be like stopping the slow cooker before the chili was done. Like no one wants slow cooker chili after 30 minutes. It's going to taste like trash, right? We want that nice. And I'm stealing this metaphor from Delian, the money coach, who just used this to describe investing the other day. So I have to give her all the props, but I love it. Slow cooker investing. Yeah. So, and the fact that it's school debt. So I'm going to assume here, you haven't told us what kind of debt it is, but if it's federal, those typically have really flexible repayment plans. So there's not a lot of, and the interest rate can be a lot lower than what you can gain by keeping your money invested in the market. I can understand how between school debt and your credit card debt, you're feeling a little bit stressed out. You know, you feel like you want to get rid of this debt. But I would say, how can we increase your income and save more, put more aside to pay down those debt, the debt that you have, versus dipping into your little baby nest egg?
Yes.
She needs to marinate some more.
I agree, because if you withdraw that money, and here's the thing, there's that 30%, because I'm assuming you're not 59 and a half, too hot for Texas, okay?
Yes,
so
talk about the penalties.
yes, it's like a 30% penalty if you don't pay it back within, I think it's a year. So if you're just borrowing it and you're like, sometimes people will borrow because they're like, I need it temporarily, but I'm going to pay it back before the end of the tax year. So that way I won't incur the taxes. That's 1, because you're going to have to pay taxes on that income. And 2, the penalty, because you've withdrawn that money before you're quote unquote old enough to withdraw that money. Don't do it. I did it. And I regret it. I had $30,000 in my 401k. The recession hit, and I said I was going to use it to pay off debt and yada, 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 sis boom bada. I didn't get 30,000. I got 30,000 minus taxes, minus 30%. I was like, donde está mi dinero? And so it was like, it felt like it was half. You know, like I think I got back like a little under $20,000, and I was just like, yikes, that was money that like basically I lost. So, you know, unless you're literally like drowning, and it's like, I call it like, if you're going to be without a home, if it's going to make you unsafe to not pay something, or if it's going to make you, you know, you will be hungry as a result, that I obviously, understandably, we get that. But if it's something that it's like, okay, it's just going to require more time the other way, you know, me and Mandra both are on the leave that money alone train.
Yeah. And thanks for mentioning, I'm looking back at her question. She does say she wants to take out a 401k loan.
Okay.
And
good.
another downside to taking out a loan is that, like, if you were to get let go, or you were to leave your job yourself, you will owe that loan back, like in full. So it's taking a gamble. And you know me and my mantra, no job is stable. So it's taking a bit of a gamble there. So I would also take that into consideration. Now, as far as credit card debt, you know, there's other ways you could pay that down without dipping into your 401k. You could consolidate it through a balance transfer, you know, get a small installment loan from a credit union to pay down that credit card debt. But I would tackle the debt, take that cold shower, chill out, leave that money alone in your 401k for now. You got some time to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Sorry, my dog
sir.
is losing her damn mind. Molly said no. Hey, BA fam, if you've been listening to our show lately, you know that more than ever we have been candid about the importance of taking care of our mental health, especially in times like these.
Now we are going to have a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp.
They're an incredible online talk therapy service, and honestly, why aren't we taking care of our minds better, you guys? I mean, how well would you take care of a car if you had to keep the same car your entire life? That's how our brains work, so honestly, we should be treating them that same way. Because how we care for our minds affects how we experience life. So as we're investing in our financial security and our professional resilience, let's also remember it's so important to invest time and care into keeping our brains and our minds healthy. Personally, I have been in therapy for years, and most recently, my husband and I started working with BetterHelp for couples therapy. Now, y'all, we've been married for 5 years, and I'm going to be honest, even we do not get it right all the time. So I'm so happy to partner with a service like BetterHelp that gives young couples like my partner and I an opportunity to work on our relationship. Because honestly, it's a lie to think that we're meant to do these things alone. BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat-only therapy sessions. Y'all, even my husband and I have had moments where we haven't been able to be in the same room for therapy, but we were easily able to connect with our therapist through the app or even just a phone call in a pinch. And for those really emotional conversations, you better believe I could turn the camera off if I didn't want them to see me at that moment. More than that, it's even more affordable than in-person therapy, which means it's more accessible. Plus, you can get matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Best of all, in my experience, is that if you don't like the therapist they first match you with, you can just pick a different one. Now for the exciting part. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/brownambition. That's betterhelp.com/brownambition. All right, y'all, we are back, BA fam, with your next question. It comes from listener Sydney, who says, "Hello, my beautiful Black money queens." Thank you. I'm going to get a placard that says that and just wear it. I am someone whose anxiety makes her very anal about keeping her money organized and making sure I do not spend money allotted for one thing on something else. Over time, I've ended up with 4 checking accounts and 3 savings accounts. Checking 1 is for routine transactions. Checking 2 gets $50 per paycheck, and I put that towards travel. Checking account number 3 is a joint account with my fiance, where we each deposit, and I use that money to pay the bills for our home. And checking account number 4 gets $75 per paycheck that I put toward medical bills because I have annoyingly high copays, no matter which insurance plan I pick. When is enough enough? How do I condense all of these accounts, but still make sure I have the appropriate amount of money allotted for things? Are there considerations I should take into account when condensing my accounts? Since I'm getting married next year, girls, help.
First of all, I want to say, girl, you sound like me, and I love it. Girl,
I used to have 7 accounts too. What is it about lucky number 7?
But I'll say this. There's nothing wrong. As long as it's you, like, as long as it's organized for you, it's okay to have multiple accounts. But here's the thing, the banks were noticing that we were doing this, and then they created, what is that thing called, Mandy, where it's like the same account, but it's like drop down? Like,
sub accounts.
Yes. So literally you can have one checking account, but then they have sub accounts under that checking account. So all the money's really in that account, but you can almost like it's the envelope, the digital envelope system. So you have accounts under your one checking account. Now, here's the thing. You can do that, but because I'm 42 and stuck in my ways and I've got gray lashes, I don't do that. I say you should have came up with sub accounts 15 years ago when I started this process. I still have my 7 accounts. So I say all that to say that it's okay, that you've done that. If you want to switch over to sub accounts, that's your business. The only thing I will say is it would behoove you to have sub accounts. Like my checking accounts, I've done some like loop-de-loops where I don't have to pay the monthly fee. So that is the downside of having multiple checking accounts because you might pay that $10 or whatever that fee is. So if you're paying that fee, you might want to combine into sub accounts. And if you're not, and it's working for you, then that's fine. The only account that I might consider is you have this checking account for travel. And I think that honestly, I probably would make my travel account a savings account because I'm assuming you don't dip into it regularly. So if you have a savings account, for travel, you might be able to earn at least a little bit of interest on that savings account. But you talking to the wrong one. If you want me to talk you out of having multiple accounts, sis, I live by my multiple accounts. I've got my deposit account. That's what I call it, where all the money kind of lands. And I also call it my allowance account because I leave enough money there to pay for cash things. I've got a bills account, which is also a checking account. That's for my husband and I. We used to deposit our money there to pay bills together. I've got a long-term savings account, and so I put that money there. And when I get a lump sum of it, I hit up my financial advisor, and she pulls it out and puts it into the market for me, invests. And then I have a short-term savings account, and that's my emergency fund. So I have a year's worth of emergency fund saved there. But I also have an account for taxes because I am self-employed, so I have to set aside money for taxes. And then I even have there's nothing in it right now because I'm not saving for anything, but I also have this account where I'm saving for something. So maybe it's a car or a home or whatever. And so I like having the separate accounts. I like naming them because I'm not super organized in my day-to-day life, but my money will never be funny. So I say all that to say that if it's working for you, it's okay. Just don't pay extra fees unnecessarily.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the question, when is enough enough? Enough is enough when it starts being a stick that you kind of beat yourself up with, then I think enough is too much. Like maybe if it's starting to get too stressful for you and you can't manage it, then just do something different. You can consolidate some of them into one. Personally, I did have a bunch of accounts, but they were mostly savings accounts. I would have different long-term savings goals and I would call them different things, but I always just had one bucket of cash. And because I automated my savings contributions, so I would get paid or I would, take an income and then I would automate, this gets transferred to that account, this much gets transferred to this other account. Then I knew whatever was left over in my checking, I could use for my other expenses. And that just gave me peace of mind. But to be honest, I lost track of that life a long time ago. I put everything on credit cards and I just paid off in full each month because I'm just too lazy for all that now. So I don't know if I can be of much help. But when you're ready to consolidate things, condense them, consolidate them. Just find a bank like Tiffany said that offers sub accounts for free, doesn't charge you any fees, and be happy.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to your fiance for actually contributing to that that separate account, because that's sometimes the hardest thing is getting them to cooperate.
And congrats on getting married. That's awesome. When it's good, it's good. So congrats on getting married.
Well, if you guys want your questions read on the BAQA, you can hit us up, brownambitionpodcast@gmail.com. You can also slide into our DMs like Doja Cat and go to Brown Ambition Podcast on IG. And what's the third way? brownambitionpodcast.com.
Yeah, we love answering your questions. We like to flip-flop back and forth between money questions and career questions, but they're all welcome here.
See y'all next week.
Bye. Hey, BA fam. We're on YouTube. Woohoo! Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel.
And while you're at it, why don't you go over to that little bell icon and just tap that for us. Show the BA fam how much you love us. And that way you'll also get notifications when new videos drop. Also, share the channel with a friend. We're always tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. And thank y'all so much again for all the support.